If your coloring book looks like everyone else's, how did you know about that? Amazon has no reason to show it. Most people try to stand out by adding more details, more pages, and more complexity. I did the opposite. I made a bold and easy coloring book, and then I narrowed it down by choosing a unique theme within that theme. I'll show you why niching down inside a popular topic is what actually makes a coloring book stand out, and how you can use this same strategy to create books that get noticed instead of buried. I'm going to show you how you can stand out within this bold and easy niche. Stop calling it a niche then. I'll stop calling it a niche. Let's call it a theme. Because here when I typed in bold and easy coloring book, it comes up with its own genre. It's not just an adult coloring book anymore that pulls up the bold and easy. Let's look and see really what we have here. Here is a type of bold and easy book that has icons, a variety of things that identify with one particular topic. So this is the self-love. Here are just random cute items. Cozy girl is a theme within the overall bold and easy style. This is relaxation. That's another sub niche. Cute and sweet. So here we're talking about sweets. Let's keep going. Here are patterns. Here are simple scenes. Here's another self-love. Home. This one is new. I've just seen this one come out and it looks like it's doing great so far. What a wonderful example of really niching down to something that gives you that cozy, bold and easy feel, but is its entirely own sub niche. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to take one particular theme, which is our bold and easy kind of scenes, right, for Valentine's Day, and create our own sub niche within this so that we can stand out with our own ideas within this. Let's go ahead and call it, I don't want to call it saturated. Lots of people call it saturated. It's just become its own giant theme, and that's okay. We just have to continue niching down. So here in my ChatGPT, I decided to go with dinosaurs. I have a really good friend at work. She loves dinosaurs. Everything is dinosaurs. Earrings, notebooks. She loves dinosaurs. So I'm thinking of her when I created this book. It's always good to think of someone that you know who would buy a book like this. When they are in your mind, it really helps you develop a book for a certain person, for an audience. So, and I didn't see any other dinosaur-themed Valentine's Day books. So I'm sure there are some out there, but it didn't come up on that first page. So here I asked it to create some AI prompts for me to use when I create my dinosaur pages. I am going to jump in here and show you a variety of different generators you can use when creating your book. There's no one right one to use. It all depends on your budget, the time you have to create the book, and which one you prefer. I go back and forth. So here within design, I went ahead, they had a special 50% off for like the basic package. So I paid like $40 for the entire year. Now there are definitely some limitations, but it's good enough for when I want to go in and be able to create one-off or try different styles. So it came up, I entered that particular AI prompt. This is what it came up with. I really like this one. I wasn't too impressed with some of the others that were created. For example, it had 3 ears. When I was doing the animals book I just created, some of them had multiple arms. This one was just okay. It didn't quite do that full black and white that I wanted. I think this one was funky arms. Fine. You just would have to kind of massage this one a little bit, keep creating to make sure you get the pictures that you want. So I think that this is a perfectly fine image if you wanted to go with that bold and easy scene. Then I came over here to Gemini. I clicked on the Nano Banana option because that's going to help me create images. I entered a similar prompt, and then this is what it gave me. I like this one a little bit more because I personally wanted to create more of a scene rather than just those icons like the heart and the cupcake and the cookie, things like that. I think that this is going to set me apart from others. Now I could keep using this and create 40 images. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to jump on over here to my Lit Pal. Now we've discussed this a bit in the comments and in previous videos that it is a little bit expensive, but they are a newer platform, which means they're constantly having updates to improve the platform, and also they're really open to feedback. So I feel like every time I log in, there's a new benefit or a new style or something that they're working with in this particular platform. For me, the benefit of using this is the bulk generation option. So far, LitPal is the most consistent bulk generator that I have been able to, that I've utilized out of all the generators. It doesn't mean that you can use 100% of the images. I end up, if this particular book is 40 pages, that's 80 credits. I end up using like 38 out of the 40, which is really great. And it created all of them in minutes. So it's a time saver. I'm pausing on this one because, yeah, there was a little bit of color, but I can delete that later in Canva. It's still a great picture to use. Super cute, adorable. See how it has, and I don't have to worry about, it has the right number of arms, the right number of legs. It just really creates quality bulk images that I can use. And so it's worth for me that little bit of extra cost. I'm going to download all of these. Let's hop on over to Canva. So here in Canva, I have my 102 page, 8.5 by 8.5 template because this is really the one I use the most. I create 102 page, 8.5 by 8.5 books every week. So I have this as a template and I just come here to make a copy. Now the books that I end up making, this Valentine's Day Dino book and the one, the video I just created before this only had 40 images. So I just deleted the extra pictures, saves a lot of steps. I uploaded all of the pictures here and I made sure that they extend all the way to the edge. And I think they turned out really cute. Now, when you download these, make sure you download them as the PDF standard. Select all of the pages because then what's going to happen is it's going to link them all as one particular document that you can just upload easily to KDP. Let's talk about the cover. Now, I have a cover template here in my Canva, but I can't use it because this particular book has 82 pages instead of 102. So I had to come here to the cover calculator. It's free to use in KDP. And I entered all of the dimensions that it has 82 pages and it produced a new template for me, which was awesome. So here I upload it to a new cover and I just make sure when I put it on top, I can up and down the transparency so I can ensure everything is aligned. And that worked out great. Let me show you how I made these images. First, I took my favorite picture. This one was my favorite. I uploaded it to Gemini, asked it to color the book, and it colored it great. I downloaded this. And then when I went over here to Canva, I just had it remove the background. Then for my text, this text actually is 3 or 4 layers. Let me show you why. I really wanted it to pop. Let me ungroup these. And you can see here that this particular text, let's look at the effects. It has this intensity behind it because I wanted it to really pop off the page. Then there's another layer where the effect is an outline. And that really helps it give it some dimension without having to do a white background. Then down here, I just have the bold and easy coloring book text. And then I always make sure that on the back, I insert 4 of my favorite pictures from the inside so people know what they're getting. This is key to ensure that people, you manage the expectations so people know what they're getting when they get your book. Now, when you download this one's going to be a different type of download. Make sure you download it as a PDF print and then change this from RGB to CMYK. RGB is for digital, for something you're printing that's going to be published online, and CMYK is only for something you are publishing for print, and that is going to make sure it's a high resolution download. Okay, here we are in KDP. Now, I did ask ChatGPT to help me with some of these subtitles. In order for you to make a prompt that is pristine, don't just say, give me some subtitle options. You need to give it a format. You need to say, you are an Amazon KDP title and subtitle expert. Give me subtitles considering SEO for this book. And then it gave me options. It included the relaxation word, which is a keyword, the Valentine, the dinosaur, in case someone's looking for that word dinosaur. And this is the subtitle I selected. Scrolling on down, this is the description it gave me. I was sure to say I only have 40 pages, and they are only on one side. These are the categories. Now, if you're ever wondering which category to select, what I do is I come here to one of the books that I was researching, and you can follow the cookie crumb trail up here in the top left, and it will tell you what categories it was selected in. Crafts and hobbies, coloring books for grown-ups, and then they selected animals. So I wanted to utilize all of the category options I could. So I did animals, general, and then under crafts and games for kids, another general coloring book. Don't select low content because that's just for journals and planners, and a coloring book actually is not considered low content. I also had ChatGPT create these keywords for me, and I inserted them here. Selected black and white interior. There's my size. I selected bleed because some of the images go all the way to the edge. I selected glossy because I really want to make that cover pop. And then I uploaded my manuscript and my cover, and always launch the previewer. Oh, don't forget to always note the AI options that you utilized. So here for the images, I wrote in LitPal. You could type in design or whatever AI generator you're using. Let's launch the previewer and see what it looks like. Awesome. I'm not seeing any of those red warning signs that something is not fitting well or it's not going to be a good quality book. So let's go ahead and thumb through it a little bit. Okay, that's my title page. I just copied my same text from the front and pasted it here, changed it to a gray instead of a pink. Here's my copyright. I also had ChatGPT create the copyright for me. I just said create a simple copyright for this book. I'm going to thumb through these a little bit, make sure everything looks good. And it's okay that I've gone beyond this particular line because I chose the bleed option. Okay. Loving what it created, and let's click approve. Now let's talk price. A lot of these books are priced anywhere between $6 and $9. I didn't want to price myself out of the market, so I didn't want to go 9 or 10. These are going to be new books that I'm just now publishing. I will be doing some Amazon ads. In my next video, I'll show you about how to create ads and promote your books on Amazon. So I went ahead and did $7.95, which gives me a $1.14 profit, which is great for me. So I'm going to click publish my paperback. And if you want any of this, you want to review the prompts that I mentioned, any suggestions, or this video in detail, go to my website at reneeclancy.com. I've got everything written down for you over there.